Welcome. You are about to discover to give you a constant flow of retirement income that can auto-lock, and I will be your presenter. So in the next preservation of principal all at the same time, is down to just a few hours a year, so you get to spend more time on the things you'd rather be doing, and to use some of the worst advice that you may have been told from so-called victim to without even knowing it, and reveal to you well, if you lived through the stress and anxiety of the 2000 if you wish you could have more simplicity and predictability, fluctuations might completely ruin your ability to even for a better way to do things, then this short presentation of your time to get through this. I'm going to go at a pretty good book a strategy session with me at any time by So as we go through this together, if I mention all the way to the end, because you're not going to want to miss this. With the choice between a very risky stock market in hopes of better returns or settling for pitifully low interest rates in banks and CDs. Maybe you've already tried a lot of different advice and strategies in the past that look promising, only to end up with terribly frustrating results that leave you thinking, why me? Maybe you're scared of being taken advantage of and making a costly mistake that you might severely regret. You know you have to do something, but there is so much confusing information to sort through that analysis paralysis is keeping you from taking meaningful action. Time for retirement, it could create a mathematical death spiral from which you might never recover. Or even your marriage and the arguments and stress it's causing. Reduce the time that you spend managing your finances down to just a few hours a year and allow you to preserve some or all of your life savings. It's called the Eris Lifetime Income Portfolio. And in just a minute, I'm going to reveal to you exactly how I've helped people set up this system for themselves. But first, I want to help you clearly understand once and for all why you're most likely having these problems to be. Since 2007, when I branched out beyond my local market to start helping clients on a national scale, trace back to three painful realities. Painful reality number one is using the wrong tool for the job. You know, there are many different types of investment products out there, and they all come with both. There's no such thing as one investment product that can do all the things that you want for retirement. It simply does not exist. In fact, most investments that are legitimately good at producing income are usually pretty bad at growing money. And investments that are good at growing money are usually pretty bad at producing dependable income. Unfortunately, the way many people have their retirement portfolios set up, it's like they're trying to pound a screw into the wall using the handle of a saw. Sure, with enough struggle and effort, you might be able to get it to work, sort of, but why on earth would you do that to yourself if you don't have to? Painful reality number two, using the wrong advisor for the job. You know, there's a simple reason why you don't. So if you need income for retirement, preservation of principal so you don't run out of money, and need help redesigning your portfolio correctly for this new season of life that you're about to enter, it is absolutely imperative that you are working with an advisor that specializes in asterisk. Painful reality number three, using the wrong approach for your current season of life. Look, if you're 65, very high probability that you have an excessive amount of risk in your portfolio that could be very dangerous. You enter what's called the transition phase, where you start slowing. And then typically at age 65 plus, you enter what we call the income or preservation phase, Yet we find that so many people continue using accumulation-style techniques right on into phase, and this is an enormous cause of financial portfolio correctly to include these regrowing and replenishing your principal throughout your lifetime. And element number 3, it must have the without wrecking elements 1 and 2. How it works. Your money is divided mathematically into 3 primary containers or layers, and these buckets are set up so that every dollar of your portfolio is assigned a very specific purpose and function. When you assign, so let's dive in a little bit deeper and see exactly how this works. Liquid cash in order to cover unexpected emergencies, or ECP, and having this extra bucket of money and growth money actually acts as a shield of protection for the rest of the plan. This way, did you know there are contractually guaranteed and insured of your life and will keep paying that income long? Staggering them over time, you can have a stair-step effect to where you automatically get a raise in your retirement income every few years as you get older. When you know how to use these products correctly and exactly how much of your overall money makes sense to put into each, step number 3, creating growth and replenishing your principal without excessive risk. If you're like a lot of people, you might be under the impression that once you retire, you are basically done growing the majority of your money and now have to focus exclusively on what you do have so you don't run out of money. The powerful benefit of growing a separate bucket of money all throughout your lifetime for the purpose of replenishing your principal balance during retirement. Now, there are bucket of money efficiently and effectively during retirement doesn't have to share the burden of generating your retirement income. Now, depending on your preference, some growth options are available with no downside stock market risk, while other options can contain a certain amount of acceptable volatility. The beauty, however, is that even if you do prefer to use growth vehicles that contain risk, you can now keep that risk completely isolated, almost like an island unto itself, and totally separate from the monies that you already have dedicated for income. So it really all comes down to one basic fundamental concept. Keep it smart and keep it simple. Use investment products that are good at income for income and nothing else. Use investment products that are good at growth. The key is knowing how much of your overall portfolio because if you get this critical step wrong, woefully unprepared for emergencies and living with the paranoia of completely running out of money in your old age and having nothing left for your kids when you die. The question is, are you willing to continue risk? Guidance and awareness could help you avoid. Penny is an actual client of mine that was introduced to the market downturn. She had just lost 300. Portfolio went from 900,000 down to 600. To how to best go about creating $2,000 a month, preserve her balance to leave money to the kids, and the cost of living throughout her retirement could cause her to run out of money. So when I worked with Penny, we built her a custom Heiress lifetime income portfolio And the first thing that we did is set aside $30,000 for emergency cash. $445,000 was dedicated to income, and as you can see here, we were able to stagger these various amounts in her different income legs so that she not only got the $2,000 a month that she was looking for, but every few years she received substantial raises in her retirement income on a guaranteed and automatic basis, continue for the rest of her lifetime. And on top of that, we were able to set aside enough money in her growth and recovery leg so that while her income legs were depleting themselves of principal, her growth bucket was steadily regrowing and replenishing the $610,000 that she started with. That way, at age 85, she would be able to recover all her original principal on top of and in addition to multiple streams of monthly income that we're still paying. Let's take a look at Edward's case. Edward was a retired military veteran. Best utilize the proceeds from the recent sale of real estate, an extra $1,000 a month of supplemental income. And in Edward's case, he wanted his monthly got bigger as well. So he was trying to figure out how to grow that nest egg while producing income. When I built a custom ERIS portfolio for Ed, similar to Penny's case, 3 income legs in the in Penny's plan. Now, what's different about Ed Penny, we were able to set up his ERIS portfolio with. So you'll notice with Ed, we were working with a total of $300,000, but we're actually professor. Norman had an interesting case because his 403B account. And if you're not familiar with the 401k account, but it's typically designed to be used for very, very low risk tolerance. So inside he was only comfortable using the fixed income option that was paying a guaranteed 2.5%. $100,000 balance was therefore only creating $1,000 a month of income, since live off his interest only. His biggest challenge was that he desperately needed another $800 a month of income. More income, he would deplete his nest egg and run out of money. So when we built Norman's ERIS lifetime income portfolio, we were able to take his $500,000 and immediately begin generating. 5 years later, he would get a $375 a month raise, bringing him to $2,203 total. And then another 5 years after that, he got a $669 raise, bringing him to almost $3,000 total. And we were still able to recover $325,000 of principal back end. But we decided to regrow not as much, since Norman did not have the types of objectives or priorities as Penny did in regards to 70% of his original principal, which completely solved his investment objectives. Norman, the ERIS lifetime income portfolio concept across the board was able to provide more income, better stability and predictability, less correct solution for your retirement. The reality is, you can keep trying to go it alone. You can keep researching, keep interviewing advisors, and keep struggling with all the same fears and frustrations that are already driving you crazy. But honestly ask yourself, can I really afford to risk any more time and money at this stage of the game? Or am I at a point where the next protect yourself from making costly mistakes that could end up being too late to correct? Think about it this way. Would you feel comfortable just reading some articles on how to fly the plane, or would you prefer to have a license showing you exactly which button to push and when? So ask yourself this simple question. Redesign my retirement portfolio to create stable, automatically increasing income throughout my lifetime, help protect me from dangerous stock market declines, make sure I never run out of income in my old age, preserve my lump sum principal balance, and give me liquidity and flexibility along the way. Does that sound like something? Then here's where my free gift to you comes in. Each month, I set aside a limited number of time slots in my calendar to have a complimentary live educational demo for people who are serious about a customized Eris lifetime income portfolio printout showing how it can be tailored to your exact needs. There's no cost or obligation for having this live demo strategy session call together. Let's get your questions and concerns answered. And if you truly believe that, first of all, I do not ask you for any sensitive information like social security numbers or account numbers or anything like that during our strategy call. Background check information that I can provide you with, or large reputable insurance companies. So all I'm really doing is just providing the ideas and strategies. Just a little more about me. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I've been a financial advisor for 16 years. I've been married for 15 years and have a beautiful 13-year-old daughter who, lucky for her, looks more like her mom than me. I have a I'm absolutely passionate about helping people. Now, I want to be completely upfront with you. I can't good for people who are 50 to 75 years old with investable portfolios that are between $300,000. If you're just kicking tires or if you really don't have any money to plan with, then this opportunity is probably not for you. However, if you have a money and reduce your fear of running out of money, then right below this video, I want to personally invite you to click the short form. It will immediately redirect you to my calendar where you can schedule a 30-minute one-on-one confidential strategy session with me personally. So ask yourself again, am I ready for some real solutions to my greatest retirement concerns and frustrations? If so, then get a customized printout of the Eris Lifetime Income Portfolio and see for yourself just what this strategy can do for you and your retirement. Once you're registered, be sure to check your email box for